So now we have a hide, we have our substrate, we have our water dish, we have our heat source, we have a screen left, and we have a hood.
Okay, the hood is our lighting source. Of course, the screen cover would be on, and then the hood would go across the top, and it can be either positioned towards the front or the back. This is a good one from Zilla. It has 3 different bulbs in it. It has a basking bulb. It also has a regular ultraviolet A bulb or an incandescent screw-in bulb. And then it has a heat source for nighttime or a red bulb. And this makes the snake more comfortable. Now, ball pythons are basically crepuscular, dawn or dusk, primarily dusk, and they tend to also be nocturnal. They might come out at sunset, and then they'll roam around for 2 or 3 hours until they find food. After they eat, they go right back into their home. He's very interested now in this young snake. He says, oh, something different. You can see him tasting. He's picking up different signals. That helps him to understand. We have glands on our forearm as humans that manufacture vitamin D3 just like they have all down their back. And when they're within the foot of your forearm, they pick up signals from us. This helps them to recognize us. And this is what makes a ball python happy. Now, a lot of people who are experts recommend don't even touch a ball python for 1 to 3 months till he gets used to his home. I feel different about it. You should instantly pick your ball python up and keep him tame. If you don't, they tend to revert back to the wild because they are programmed by instinctive wisdom. So the best thing to do is pick up a ball python and support them. They're a terrestrial animal. If you pick them up and let them hang, they panic, they get scared, and it hurts that long spine. They need support all the time, whether curled around my fingers like the little one or across my hands with the big one. You can even let him lay across your forearm to give added support. He's perfectly happy. If he wasn't, he'd be panicking. But you pick them up on a regular basis, support them, and be gentle. And remember, they're head shy. They worry about their head, they worry about the tip of their tail, because where they come from, hoofstock can easily crush them. That's why they come out after dark when the hoofstock settles down. So you want to provide that same security, especially when you're handling them during the daytime.
What is hoofstock?
Well, different antelopes, elephants, and other animals are also there, and they can get crushed real easy. That's why they wait for them to settle down at night. They pick up vibrations under their chin and in their neck area, and when they feel the vibrations are low, that's when they come out. They usually come out a little bit before dark so they can manufacture their vitamin D3 all down their back in the specialized glands. And vitamin D3 is important because without it, they can't absorb calcium. And in cold-blooded animals, which are called ectotherms, if their blood calcium drops, their appetite drops. And sometimes people have them for a year or so, and then they say, he stopped eating. And all you have to do is smell the skin. You can smell a nice musk smell when they've been getting their sunlight. And that tells you they're making their vitamin D3. Very important.
Okay, can we put our smaller ball python into his new home?
Yes, let's place him in the middle and let him choose where he would like to go.
Okay, come on, buddy. There he goes.
That's the perfect size for that snake for the next 2 years.
So he's going to sniff around with his tongue to kind of get used to it?
Yes, and he's going to use the undulating movement so he can move real slow. Sometimes when they're worried, they use a serpentine motion to get away. But he's very comfortable now. He's checking everything out.
Okay, so recap. What does somebody need to know when they're creating a simple ball python habitat like this?
Start with a healthy ball python, and then a 20 long tank is the minimum size that you would want to use. And if you put a background available at all pet shops, it helps the snake to feel like he's at home. It gives dimension and depth to his habitat. Also, you'd want a good substrate, one that absorbs. There's about 20 on the market, so you can choose the one that's most appealing to you and safe for the snake. Also, the hiding place. And always back it up against the glass so when he curls up, he feels secure and he can face the open entrance. And a water dish. One with a rough finish, very important. And the lighting is important. You try to get ultraviolet A and B. Ultraviolet B is usually in a fluorescent tube, which this unit does have. And then it has the full spectrum or the bulb with a neodymium coating giving off ultraviolet A, and it has a basking light. And you'd want to have that one maybe on this end. The bulbs are interchangeable. Have it opposite the water supply, as well as the heating pad, which would be opposite the water supply. And that covers most of what the animal needs.
How long will a ball python live for?
Most of them 35 years. They can live 45 years if they're well taken care of, and that's very long for a python.
So that's a huge commitment. Consider that when you're thinking about purchasing a ball python. Ron, thanks for the great overview. And when we come back, we're going to talk about feeding these wonderful creatures. This is beautiful, Ron.
Creating a habitat for your ball python is presented by Timberline, from nature to you.